On the debt limit, what's the latest on when Congress must act to raise the debt limit, the debt ceiling?
The debt ceiling. So, one of the fun parts of my job is I get to use these superhuman powers to manage the debt ceiling. So I would say in the near term, there's nothing we're concerned about. We have the cash flow to manage the government. Matter of fact, we had one of the largest days ever of collecting tax receipts on April 18th. It was huge in both the absolute amount of money and the number of things that we transacted. So, I'm comfortable into the summer that we're fine. Again, this is a discussion we're having with the House and Senate. I do think we need to raise the debt ceiling. There's no question about that. People agree. The full faith and credit of the U.S. government is the most important thing. And, we're not going to let this become an issue.
Should the debt ceiling be paired with spending cuts, or would you prefer a clean debt hike?
That to me is now you're getting into a technicality, okay?
It's a big technicality.
From my perspective, we're going to raise it, okay? So we're going to raise it. And I think that, this is something that both Democrats and Republicans understand. We've already spent the money. This is not the budget process, and we're going to raise it. How it's packaged and what it's part of, I'll let the leadership in the House and Senate work with us on that.
You brought in a lot of revenue this month, but are you saying it's got to be done this year? It's got to be done in the fall.
The debt ceiling?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, and by the way, we're not going to do one of these wait till the last minute either. So we'll get the debt limit done in plenty of time so there's no issues for the markets.
So there won't be any crisis like there usually is.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if Congress gets bogged down, would the administration consider lifting the debt ceiling via the 14th Amendment?
Again, I'm not, we haven't had any discussions along those lines. And, again, I'm not concerned that we're not going to get this passed.
Okay. How best to deal with the nation's debt problem? At some point, won't policymakers have to tackle entitlements like that was done in the Balanced Budget Act of 1997?
Well, let me just comment, the growth of the debt from $10 trillion to $20 trillion under the last administration is highly concerning, and the absolute debt is something that we're well aware of. And again, going back to, I think the best way of dealing with this is economic growth. If you look at the ratio of debt to GDP, which is one of the things that we focus on in looking at economies around the world, we can shrink our debt to GDP through economic growth. And that is the critical number to look at.